Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Chelsea. As you can see, we are in a new apartment space. I actually put this plant very close to me here just for some decoration, but the natural lighting in here is honestly not the best, so I will keep working on that and see if I can get it to improve. But today, as you can see from the title, I'm back with a vlog. I know it's not super conventional to be sitting here at the beginning of a vlog, but I kind of want to do this like narration style where I walk you guys through what has happened over the past 2 weekends and overlay some clips on top that I took, because I wasn't super consistent in vlogging all the way through, but still want to share some of these moments with you guys. But first, I want to let you guys know that this video is again in partnership with Ana Luisa, who has kindly sent me a couple more jewelry pieces. So here I'll show you guys some close-ups, but I am wearing 2 of their earrings today. The first one is this dangly little heart one. I'm always on the hunt for these very small but still dangly earrings that are easy to throw on and they won't get in the way when I'm moving around. And the second pair I'm wearing are these little pearl studs. So studs are something that's super versatile, and these pearl ones just go well with either silver or gold jewelry. Of course, Ana Luisa uses recyclable materials and they're also carbon neutral, so if you want to pick up anything for yourself or a loved one, feel free to check out the link in my bio and use my code ChelseaLee20 for 20% off. So thanks again, and now let's get into the video. So first things first, I did move into my own apartment here in Queens, so no longer in Manhattan, but I still do have to go back there often for work, so it's not like a permanent goodbye. But here is my own space now, and I didn't really film much of the whole moving process since that's just way too stressful. I might do an apartment tour soon, so let me know if anyone wants to see that. I probably will still end up doing it because I am just very proud of the way I have decorated my space. If you can have a little sneak peek here. And secondly, my friends from high school just all happened to be in New York at the same time for this one weekend, so I definitely want to record a lot of that and track it for me and also them hopefully to see. So first up, my friend Annie, she actually flew up here from Texas where she's in med school there, and she came in on a Friday night. We went out for a late dinner, and I didn't vlog too much here until I saw this cute dog in the restaurant, but we were just excited to see each other and stayed up pretty late that night talking. And this recurring theme of little to no sleep is going to keep going throughout the weekend because there's just so much to catch up on with all of my friends. The next day though, we met up with our other friend Albert, who had also flown in that morning, and we headed to Flushing. So I also have to mention that this weekend was super rainy throughout. Like the rain pretty much was non-stop, and this kind of ruined the happy spring New York that I wanted to show them, but we still had a really good time here in Flushing. Of course, I had to take them to the Skyview Mall since this was a large space that was mostly indoors, and we walked around the shops a little bit. So we looked around Uniqlo, which was fun since Annie said there were no Uniqlos in Texas. We also visited the Nike clearance store, which is always a good time, and I have got to come back the next time I need some athletic gear because this stuff is like discounted pretty much like 50% or more. So after we explored the shops a little bit, we went to lunch at Nanxiang Xiaolongbao. So my sister and I actually came here before, and turns out their xiaolongbao are in this like Shanghai style where the wrapper is very thick. Personally, that's not my favorite kind, but all the other dishes that you see here are super good. I would recommend all of them, especially the little baos that have the bottom seared. I forgot what that is called, but those were super good. And that afternoon, Annie went to meet another friend, so I kind of just hung around Lower Manhattan. I sat in a Whole Foods for a bit since there was free Wi-Fi there, and then I made the rainy commute up to meet her for dinner. So we went to this Japanese place called No No No, and this is a tried and true favorite of mine. I think I've been here with like at least 3 different groups of people, and it's always really good food. Then after dinner, Annie actually had a date. So me and Albert and some other friends just met up with her afterwards. We were in K-Town. This was near my old apartment actually, and we just visited this little pub upstairs. It's pretty overpriced, but that's just how K-Town is. I also picked up my sister that night from Penn Station because her train was super delayed and she was actually supposed to get there way earlier in the evening. But once we picked her up, we just all headed home all the way back in Queens. And my sister is here because we are actually going to run a half marathon that Sunday. So a long time ago, we signed up for the Shape Women's Half in Central Park, and because my sister arrived home so late, we really didn't get much sleep at all and had to commute back to Central Park for the half marathon. It was actually my first time running in a race, and I did document some of my training on this channel, but I will probably make a separate video just recapping the whole experience. But overall, I have to say it was a really good experience. You're at the half marathon.
Yeah, it's about 20 minutes to the start.
My sister and I were pretty much together the whole time. It was 2 laps around Central Park, and actually the only time the entire weekend where there was no rain. So I was just super grateful for that. And here's my sister and I on the way home. We took a fat nap back at the apartment, and then my sister wanted to go to Canal Street Market, which is this cute marketplace where they feature a lot of small business vendors on the weekend. There, of course, we had to get some boba, and my sister got these Alice in Wonderland earrings. They were very unique and very her, so I'm glad she was able to find them. And we also stopped by Muji a little bit, but by this time it was just raining so hard. We met up with my friends again for dinner, and this was actually Annie's birthday dinner. She chose this Italian place down in the West Village called Rosemary's. We just had some pasta and also took a lot of pictures here at the restaurant. Afterwards, my sister ended up going home and it kind of started raining again, but my friends still wanted to go out more in K-Town. I think it was because of the rain or maybe because it was just a Sunday, but K-Town was actually very quiet and there was not too much activity going on. We ended up going to Pocha 32, which is this upstairs little like lounge pub area, and we got this watermelon soju. It's definitely overpriced for how much actual soju was in it, but I think for the experience, it was good to get that at least once. And now on to the next morning. It was actually a Monday, so I had work to do. Luckily, I could work remotely, so Annie and I headed to brunch at Ruby's Cafe, which is definitely an iconic location. In the afternoon, we walked around Soho a little bit. She visited a couple stores she wanted to. There was this perfume shop I forgot the name of, Pauline, a bag and accessories shop, Nike, Veja, which were shoe stores, and Kith, which kind of sells everything but at an expensive price. So I didn't really buy too much here. I did try to get this jewelry holder at Muji, but then I think I left it at one of the stores, so that was kind of sad for me. For dinner, we met up with my friend Amanda and her friend Jenny, who also happened to be Annie's friend. So it was kind of a friends gathering at this place in St. Mark's called Chel Lee, which happens to be very close to my name. But honestly, for the amount of food we got at this price, I don't think I would come here again. However, we did have a really good time just catching up. And that about sums up my friend's experience in New York. Annie had to catch her flight the next day, and I just didn't vlog too much on her last day. It was just a really fun weekend despite all the rain, and we did have one full nice day on Monday to just walk around, so at least that was good. And now for the second part of this vlog, let's flash forward 1 week. And for this weekend, I am visiting my sister here in Baltimore. We're actually going to a concert together in DC, so it was going to be another packed weekend. Here we are. I started vlogging at this cute farmer's market. It was just really nice weather. There were a bunch of different plants and produce they were selling. I really wanted to buy some of this stuff, but I just really didn't have the room to carry it all the way back to New York. We did get a pastry and a coffee to eat, and here's me and my sister trying to imitate the food influencers when they take a bite of something good. So good! That's fire! Then we just walked around her campus at Johns Hopkins a bit, and while we were looking for food, we stumbled across this flower festival. There were a bunch of different plants and flowers they were selling, and also they had these lemon peppermint sticks that people were eating. Me and my sister didn't partake, but apparently it's a Baltimore tradition, so I have got to try them sometime. We also got these chicken and tofu sandwiches from a place called Ekiben, and I also got some pottery. The weather was just so nice. I wish we could have stayed a bit longer, but we did have a concert that night to catch, so we quickly hopped on the train to DC. The train and the bus ride were pretty long and a little bit hard to figure out, but we finally made it to the Airbnb and we started to get ready. We are getting ready for 7 Lions. I almost said Griffin for some reason. Here is my makeup. Here is my hair. Here is Sunny. So the concert we're going to is actually Seven Lions at Echo Stage. So I made sure to choose an Airbnb that was close to that area. Here is us getting ready for it. And I've got to say that this concert is one of the best standing concert experiences I've been a part of. Seven Lions, his set was really good, and the venue was actually pretty big, so it wasn't super crowded. People were generally pretty respectful, which is always a good thing for these standing type concerts. And after that, we just walked home. We were in this residential neighborhood, so there really wasn't many cars or anyone. And I'm glad that we were able to get this Airbnb close by because I just didn't want to deal with Ubers or like public transport this late at night. And the next day, we decided to explore the DC proper area a bit more, so we headed there. On the way, I gifted my sister these Ana Luisa earrings. Here's her trying to put it on, which I ended up helping her with, but hopefully she really likes this. As usual, I feel like DC isn't too crowded, even on a Sunday, so we just kind of walked around aimlessly. We went to this restaurant called Bucaria, which was a tapas style place for lunch. I thought it was another celebrity chef restaurant, but turns out it's just a pretty fancy tapas style place. After that, we stumbled on this little alleyway that had a lot of luxury shops and also had a gelato shop. So you can guess which product that we bought, and it was not any luxury product. After that, we headed to the Museum of Natural History, which I'm pretty familiar with at this point.
An absolute unit.
I feel like since it's free every time I come to DC, we have to stop by. And I forgot to show it at the time, but I actually got these books from the gift shop because they were heavily discounted. For 3 books, they were only around like $30, which was really good because these books were still new and some of them were even hardcover. So I thought that was a steal. So the first one is this. I definitely want to read more nonfiction this year, so going to start this soon, hopefully, and see what I think of it. The other 2 books I got were these coffee table books, and they're on my coffee table right now. But one of them is this like fruits, I guess, of North America. It just has a lot of like watercolor drawings of fruits, and I realized that some of my wall decorations were also watercolor drawings of fruits, so that kind of matched my decor. And the other one is this engineering book, which I know is very unlike me because I've never really had an interest in engineering. But I thought it was a fun coffee table book because anyone can just pick up, flip to a page, and you can just learn something new. So after our day in DC, I just hopped on the train and headed home. Here I am back in my own apartment. If you've come this far, thanks so much for sticking with me, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'm filming these mostly for myself to look back and remember, so I really enjoyed walking down memory lane a little bit, even though these things happened literally like 2 weeks ago. But once again, thanks to Ana Luisa for sending me some more of their earrings, and feel free to use my code and the link below for your next gift to yourself or others. And that's about it. I will see you guys very soon in the next one. Goodbye.